Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast. Ozcast. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details. Ozcast.
Fortunately for them, their DJ neighbour, Matt Burgess, couldn't sleep.
This is Jared Walsh, who's doing great things in South Australia, Damo, at Nova, where he's moved. One of the leading Adelaide media identities.
Representing the men and women on sporting fields across the globe, it's now time for another Best Team Men podcast.
Jared, we're back for another round in the studio together. Thank you to the Ozcast Network and the Brighton Trophy Centre. Welcome to you.
Thank you very much for having me. We are here. We are not doing it over Zoom, and we have 2 rounds/episodes in a week, which is great. We should probably acknowledge the change of intro because we've played it twice over the past 2 rounds and just pretended it wasn't there. And funnily enough, the first time we played the new intro, we played audio, which I presented in the following episode as well.
When I was making that, I did think that. I was like, okay, so the listeners are going to hear this audio before they really understand what it actually is. So that was kind of my fault. But I was just so keen and eager to get a new one out there.
Yeah, it was very good. So let's talk through the intro quickly. It starts off with someone talking about you.
Yeah, so I was in a position once where I had to save a family from a house fire.
That's amazing.
And that was the news grab from it. So they called me their DJ neighbour, which I'm not really sure. Me being a DJ, I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. But that's how they played it up in the media, and that was the only time I've ever been mentioned on the news.
No, see, I love that, and mine was the reference on the Sounding Board podcast with Craig Hutchison and Damien Barrett. But I've said to you over the past few days, it's made me sound like a real flog because it's less one of the leading Adelaide video. I'd rather just.
But we like that. We like that.
No, we don't.
No, we do because we're the best team men. We need to pump ourselves up.
I don't like the self-pumping, so to speak. I mean, I love the self-pumping, but I don't. In this instance, I don't.
You don't appreciate your self-pumping.
No. So
thank God Andy's not in here.
Oh, he's going to find a way to step in here. Don't worry about that. Before we get into this, I've been wanting to speak to you for a couple of rounds. And when we say rounds, we talk about episodes and weeks or whatever because we're hashtag not sporting podcast kind of. We started off with a sports podcast.
There's elements.
What's going on with you at the moment? Because I saw that you're getting involved in music, but from a different point of view.
From a different point of view, yeah. I've taken on a role with one of Australia's leading artist agencies. So, I mean, I'm not sure how much these names will resonate with our listeners, but guys like Will Sparks and Marlo and all that sort of stuff. So I've gone on board.
Is all that sort of stuff a DJ?
No. Okay. It's not a bad name, though. DJ, all that sort of stuff. So, I've jumped into a role there where I, look after them and book gigs and some management type stuff as well. So a bit of behind the scenes that I'm usually used to. And maybe that's a bit of a sign of my age. They're trying to force me into the back end of it all. So
no, I like it.
A bit like when a player gets forced into retirement and they make him a coach. So
I think it's a good idea. Just make sure they don't hear the BT story from last round about how you book people.
Well, no, now I know how. As an agent, I know how to go about it the right way and not what this other company did. So and what about you, mate? How's your week been?
No, it's been pretty good. I've had a bit of time off. I think probably the biggest achievement I have managed to achieve over the past few weeks is finishing all the Marvel movies. I started off going, you know what, I'm going to complete this. And I went from the first one right through until Avengers Endgame, which was a big achievement for me. So I tried to watch 1.5 a night because I'd fall asleep through the kind of midway through the second one, and I got to the end, so it's done.
When you fall asleep, do you remember where you fell asleep and you sort of pick it back up, or you know, a couple of minutes either side?
I kind of make the call before I fall asleep. So I'm like, cool, I'm losing a little bit of focus here. I'm not very good at retaining information when it comes to movies or TV shows, so I tried to put my phone away, because what I'll do, it's the same with sport, I will be on my phone and I'm like, oh, there's Robert Downey Jr. Let's Wikipedia all the movies he's been in, what's his net worth, all all this stuff, and I just lose concentration. So I got to the end. I put up my list of 22 or 23, whatever it was. It got some feedback, but I'm proud of the achievement, and I think they're very well done.
Okay, I am going to make an admission here. I haven't seen many of the Marvel movies. I do have Disney Plus, so I've got an opportunity there to watch them if I want to. So it could be something that I get stuck into if we ever go into a Melbourne type scenario here in Adelaide.
I think you should, mate. And you need to watch them in the order of the photo that I put up because it all ties into one another. I think that they were released in different order, but the kind of story order is the one I put up. The other one I want you to start watching is McMillions. I watched that in 24 hours, 6 episodes about how one guy rigged the McDonald's Monopoly game for $24 million.
I have heard.
Insane.
Okay. I've got one for you too. I started watching it last night. It's 5 episodes docuseries on Stan. I'm not sure if
I got Stan.
It's called Outcry.
Right.
Amazing. It's so intense. What's
it about?
It's about a high school football star who came under some allegations of child molestation.
Jesus.
It's got a lot of making a murderer about it in terms of the way the case was handled and all that sort of stuff. So it is, and it's binge worthy.
All right, I need something to watch. There's plenty coming up in this round as well. It's great to be back so we can talk to one another with no delay and all that other stuff. So this is what we're not going to do. We're not going to give an Ask Now to update today because we don't think it's probably relevant to do so at this time, and the courts can take care of that. So we'll let you know how that goes once something happens. We are going to play our game. How many games have you played? Which you took away very easily last round. Yes. It was brilliant. I have some fantastic news, which I haven't told you about because it literally arrived on my phone as I was on my way to Ozcast Network. So I'll let you know that very soon. And we need to talk about our mates, the Port Pirates.
They had a win.
They did have a win, and I think I'm going to go watch them this weekend. I'd love for you to join me. Oh, no.
we have round 1 down at Yank. I have commitments down there.
We will get to that.
Unfortunately.
Oh, my God.
But we'll work it out.
We'll work it out. And you're going to go off at... which I'm just very careful of the legalities when we talk about this kind of stuff. So where do you want to start today? Because we always think, hey, let's plan it, but we never plan it. We're not a planned podcast.
We aren't a planned podcast, but you've had a feud brewing for the last month, I want to say. An online Twitter feud.
I haven't had a good year on social media, and I don't think I've intentionally caused anything. But you know what was really weird? You know, last round I told you about Peter Ford?
Yes.
He's the entertainment reporter for certain television networks, and he does stuff on radio. Listen to the past couple of rounds if you want to find out what happened.
Yeah.
At our last update, he blocked me on Twitter.
Did we mention that on the last episode?
did. Yeah. So he had the last say, then he went block.
Yep.
Now, my way of getting around this and finding out people's tweets when they have blocked you, there's a way you can do it.
Yep.
So if you go to private browsing on your phone and you type in Mr. P. Ford, his Twitter account.
Yes.
Then you click on it. It actually brings up their account because it doesn't log you in as you because it's private browsing.
Gotcha.
So you can have a look to see what they're doing. Okay. So I tried to do this last week just to see what old mate was up to because he was getting involved in conversations with Sam Newman.
Yep.
And it took me to Twitter accidentally because normally if it takes you to Twitter, you wouldn't be able to see his profile because he's blocked you. And I wasn't blocked. And I thought, this is a bit weird.
This is weird. He's done a backflip.
Yes, I've reopened the Twitter account. He's unblocked me for some reason. So that means over the past couple of weeks, he's thought about me and gone, I might unblock this guy. Which I'm confused about. I've been blocked by 2 people. One guy who is quite popular now and very successful when it comes to art, sports art. His name is Tyson Beck, and he does sports cards for and sells them to NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, all this kind of stuff. And years ago, I was like heavily into selling basketball jerseys.
Yes.
Like I wasn't doing it to make a business or anything. I was going, hey, I can access these jerseys. And I'm pretty sure they were from China. But the quality of them, absolutely unbelievable.
I got a couple off you. Yeah, they're good.
The people purchasing them knew exactly what was going to be. Yeah. And then Tyson had a crack at me on social media and then blocked me. All right.
No worries, Tyson.
Sorry, mate. I wasn't trying to do anything wrong by you. Funnily enough, I got that obsessed with making sure that these jerseys were legit. I went to the NBA store in New York and I took one of my jerseys and I'm holding it up next to it going, what is the difference here? And apparently the only difference was, I think, in something. Well, I'm not going to talk about it. It's probably illegal. Anyway, it was for personal use and it wasn't for a business use or anything like that. So he's blocked me on Twitter. I'm quite good at blocking now, but the Peter Ford thing is weird. Should we write him an inbox now and just say, hey, you blocked me? All right.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's send him one.
Okay, so this is happening in real time.
It is actually, I can tell you right now, everyone that's listening, we're doing it live.
So, Mr. Peter Ford, right? I've opened it up. So how about hold on, he's blocked me again.
Oh, no.
No.
What's he done?
This is what's happened.
Okay.
I've just found out. He has unblocked me, but I can't direct message him.
Come on, Pete.
Wow.
Come on, Pete.
What's going on?
He wants to see what you're doing without having the ability to talk to him privately.
Oh, but he's the one that kept messaging me. Anyway, that's the
Should we
update.
try get him on one day?
He said, you know when this whole drama happened when he called Michelle Stevenson a bitch?
Yes.
He said, I'm happy to come on the podcast.
Let's get him on.
And discuss it and to tell my... But
Let's not discuss that. Let's just get him on and have a chat and let's see if he likes sport and other stuff.
At that point, and this is the issue that people are finding with our podcast, they assume that we are hard-hitting, credible, talk about sport, and we have lots of listeners. Mate,
we've had three are false.
Yeah, we've had 100 listeners at probably our peak.
Yep.
And that was when Daniel Garbage was on.
That's right.
And now
and then he took all those 100 and off to his own podcast.
Off to his own podcast. So
Shervo and Millet and all those guys.
I know. So that's another great social
Brett
media
Holman.
tailor. What do you want to unleash at? Because I saw you wrote, I actually laughed this morning when I think you wrote, what did you write? I want to read out this from your Twitter account. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Jared Walsh. I don't do anything overly exciting except sometimes get involved in stuff, which, and then, so this morning I opened my Twitter. It's routine that what people do.
Yeah, of course.
They do that. And then I've had a look at Fresh Till Death AU. So all I'm thinking at this point is, okay, so Matt hasn't had a good week because obviously Stephen Marshall has the Premier of South Australia and said, look, we can't dance at nightclubs or anything like that anymore because of coronavirus. And we had a chat saying that doesn't affect us if we were going to work at nightclubs again because we MC'd and DJ'd to no people.
One. That's right.
So that's great. We can still do that. But then I open one up. This is just word for word. At the Tizer is a joke.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about some of the analytics of this tweet as well.
Sure.
No comments, no retweets, no likes.
Nothing. It was pretty open-ended, wasn't it? There wasn't a lot of context to it.
What do you mean?
What do I mean by the tweet?
Talk us through it.
Well, it's disappointing because nightclubs opened for us in a limited capacity on the weekend, just gone. Okay.
Yeah. What was it like?
Look, I liken it to say, imagine if you were stuck in the desert for 3 weeks without food and then you found a cracker.
Really?
It'd be the best cracker you've ever eaten in your life.
Yeah. Did you love it?
Well, I'm not talking from my point of view. So we were cut, I'm talking, say, Red Square, where a limited capacity of only 300, down from, I think, 950.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're below half. And you think, you got all these young people, you got people that have turned 18 in the 4 months that we were closed, you got people that haven't been able to go out, nothing of the sort has been open. And then you have all of a sudden opened and you just get a wave of people coming out. And
it's anticipation, remember? I told you that. You're selling anticipation.
Absolutely. So, look, we were at capacity by 9:30 p.m.
It's those guys that when they blow the siren at Adelaide Oval, all the members do that waddle because they can't run but they can't walk because they got to get to their seat and put a long blanket over 19 chairs, but there's just one of them. You're like, just chill out, mate. You've got your fucking seat.
You'll get there eventually. And look, we had a reasonably substantial line to get in. It didn't move because I think people were understanding that once you got in, you were in. If you left, you weren't going to get in again real quick. So,
lockout laws still apply?
3 o'clock, no one in after 3. Yeah. But then what really got to me is the advertiser took a massive photo of our line and put it on page 10 of the advertiser yesterday, being what's today, the 8th, the 9th, 8th or whatever, Wednesday.
9th today.
Wednesday the 8th, they put a big page 10, massive colour photo of our line, and then the article actually stated that clubs didn't adhere to the legislation. There was dancing, and you can have dancing or drinking, not both. And then they mentioned...
Well, you can't dance with a drink.
No, you can either serve alcohol and not dance, or you can have dancing and not serve alcohol. That was the choices.
The choice of Red Square.
Correct. Oh, no, of any venue. You could have one or the other.
Which one did you have?
We had drinking, no dancing.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So
how would you do that? So they just stand around?
Yeah. So we had signs up all around the venue saying, due to SA health regulations, dancing is prohibited, and we put dry bars
At a nightclub.
And then we put
yeah, that will go down well.
we put dry bars and stools and stuff on the dance floor.
Yep.
And did absolutely everything. We had security going around telling people not to dance. And every time the police did a walkthrough, right? Every time the police did a walkthrough, they came out and they said that we were satisfactory. Now, in the article that the advertiser put up, they stated that a well-known venue, big name venue, got a caution for not adhering to these legislations. Now, that text with that photo, what are people naturally going to presume?
That it's Red Square.
That it's Red Square.
Yeah.
When it completely wasn't. So that was my tweet regarding the advertiser. So it's disappointing.
I'm still trying to work out how people would go into the venue and you go, you can have as many drinks as you like.
Yeah.
We have DJs that are going to play music you can dance to.
Yeah, but you can't dance.
But do not dance.
Did you ever go to a Year 7 disco where guys stood at one side of the room and girls stood at the other?
Yeah.
It was like that.
Deflating, wasn't it?
It was just like that.
Do you ever think about that stuff? I remember that I went to a school in Tasmania when we were at this cross country, and a girl said to me, "Hey, do you want to be my boyfriend?" I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah, I do.
What was that?
And her name was Pia. Which is a weird name, like when you think about it. I tell you what, I'm at Red Square. I've had so many drinks, I can't dance. I need to take a Pia.
But you tell me this, Jared.
Oh, wait, I haven't finished.
Oh, sorry.
About Pia.
Sorry, go on, pee on. Sorry,
and then
Peter,
I found out at the end of the cross country when I went home and tried to call her to talk about her new relationship.
She went in the race and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, she was already going out with a guy called Daniel Kelly. And I'm like, hold on, Pia. I think I was in grade 7. So you've asked me to be your boyfriend while seeing Daniel Kelly, and now you've got 2 boyfriends. And it was it was heartbreaking. So I had a girlfriend for a day.
A day, yeah.
And that was it. Sorry,
that was it. No, that's okay.
I was really peed off about it.
No, but okay, so my final thing on this, and
that was a great joke.
peed off. Sorry,
we don't even have applause. Fuck you. Just press the Oscars thing. Oscar. Thanks.
Sorry, I was too busy trying to think of what I was going to say next.
Yeah, great.
But sorry, my final...
do you think about what you're going to say?
I did then. Sometimes I'm off the cuff.
Yeah.
But the thing that gets to me is we've got community sport back, which is great.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that all around the state we're going to have from juniors right through to seniors, men and women, people playing competitive sports, sweating, tackling each other, but we can't have a drink and a dance at a nightclub. I just think it's a little bit... strange.
It's so weird. So you at Red Square could have said, actually, we want people to dance, but...
we can't serve you alcohol.
Then as a business, you're not going to make money.
Of course not.
So they're going to have pre-drinks at their house.
That's right.
They'll do whatever else they think is right.
And so how's that any different?
Yeah. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
I think he hasn't had a big week, Stevie.
No, you know the other weird thing about this when it comes to sport, and this is one of the only sporting things we'll say, that players can't have contact training. So I think they get 1 session a week, which is contact training.
Sure.
But then when it comes to game, so you are, just imagine you're with your team, right? So if you're isolating with the port side, and now Collingwood are in a hub, so you're all together. You know that you're all COVID free, which is fantastic.
Because they test twice every 2 days or something, I think.
You're not allowed to touch one another in the training until there's one time. But then what happens is you play against a team that you guys haven't been associating with. This is your first opportunity that you've seen them, unless you're hubbing with them, and then touch them as much as you want.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It is.
Doesn't it make more sense to go, actually, you guys are cool. You can touch each other as much as you like.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have thought so. It's just a long list of weird things in this situation. I went to Subway the other day and I ordered a medium.
So you actually drove to a place to get food and didn't Uber Eats it?
That's right.
Great.
Yeah, I went there.
Yeah.
Because my missus told me off about the last one. And
did she?
No, she wasn't happy.
What did she say?
No, we're trying to.
This is your $14 Uber Eats bottle of Pepsi, Max. Yeah. So what did she say?
No, just that it was just unnecessary spending when you're trying to save for a second house, and fair enough. I get it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, good on her. Yeah. Anyway, so I drove to Subway and I got a cup. I ordered a medium, cup for the post mix machine.
Yeah, great. What'd you have?
Fanta. And the guy.
Am I invited to your 8th birthday party?
The guy looked at me and he goes, "I'm going to have to come around and fill this one up for you, mate."
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw the signs on that. Yeah. The other thing is...
So you're going to hold my cup for me, right?
It's because you ordered Fanta. No grown man orders Fanta.
He didn't think I was old enough to work the machine.
What are you ordering Fanta for? Oh, well, can I please have a foot-long fairy bread?
Hey, there's something there for Subway. Imagine that. Imagine
you're welcome, Subway. Okay, so talk to me about Susie O'Brien as well, because you're not happy with her and you said you wanted to launch into her.
I'm not real happy with her at the moment. So she's put up an article. So she's a columnist, or is she... She's not a journalist. I wouldn't call her a journalist.
She's a columnist, and there's a very big difference where people have the opportunity to write their columns and they need to be inflammatory, so it gets people talking, which she successfully does all the time. She's a big advocate against Sam Newman, which a lot of people are now, which I understand, but she's very, very anti the AFL system, which brings her to this recent article.
Yeah, so she's put, and the headline was, in quotes, "Most of us can't fly anywhere, but AFL stars and club officials have packed their surfboards and golf clubs and winged their way to freedom. It's an unfair and disgraceful situation." That wasn't very well received amongst the AFL sporting community, not just the AFL. But one of the best replies I saw was from Darren Burgess, who's obviously ex-fitness coach at Port Adelaide.
Yep. Arsenal.
No relation to me at all.
Oh, yeah?
I'll claim it, though, because he's...
What relation? He's your auntie.
Well, I don't know. Being an 8-year-old kid that drinks Fanta, he could be my uncle or something. My grandfather. He wrote back, "Dear at Susie OB," which is her handle.
Yeah.
"Please feel free."
It's like at Pressbox EP.
OB. EP. "Please feel free to contact me or any AFL player / official to discuss what this freedom actually looks like and the impact it has had on mine and our families / home life. Lazy, poorly researched and headline-seeking journalism at its finest."
Yeah, so a lot of these opinion pieces are headline-seeking things. If you think about some of the columnists that work in all of these publications, Rita Panicky is one from Melbourne who does that all the time. Graham Corns does one in South Australia. Kane does one. A lot of them are, hey, what can I say that is going to generate discussion, opinion, and she's got form doing that.
Yep.
The funny thing is there'll be people that agree with her.
There will be.
So she's reaching out to those people knowing that she's going to get smashed by the AFL community.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
I personally think that it's a lack of education as to what these players and officials and stuff are actually allowed to do. They're not going to the movies. They're not going to bars and nightclubs. It's not a holiday.
Yeah.
It's not a holiday. They're simply on a 50% pay cut, moving away from their families to provide entertainment for the general population of Australia.
That's the big one, and I'm glad you said that, because that's the thing that I took out of it as well, watching some of these shows last night, is that these players aren't forced to go there. They're not being forced to go there. But
some haven't gone.
Yep, they are doing it to keep this game alive for us.
Yes.
So, yeah, you'll get to a point, and I still struggle with it, but I'm getting better at it, where you just look at that stuff and you go, cool, I understand your intention of writing that article. You don't really mean what you're saying.
Or you don't understand it.
Yeah, you're doing it just to be inflammatory. Like a bit Piers Morgan.
Yeah, he's very good at that.
Just to create a little bit of sensationalism and stuff like that.
Yep, absolutely.
Which is a bit of a pain in the ass, because it gets people riled up. You should tweet her.
No, I have no interest. I've seen the way she reacts to people that tweet to her, and it's just not worth my energy, to be honest. You should write, very draining.
The at Susie OB is a joke.
Don't tell
Okay,
me.
let's move on and let's do a couple of things here. I want to first of all tell you about the Port Pirates because you've broken my heart already. I've been in discussions with the Port Pirates. I said we were going to go there. We can still go there tomorrow if you like. I'm more than welcome
I can do that.
All right, well, let's do that tomorrow. So the Port Pirates are a team that we have jumped on board, and we're very happy that they have started their season quite well. We were tagged in their game results from last week, and the results from the Port Adelaide Pirates Soccer Club, they defeated Adelaide Uni 4-1.
Great result.
Now, last week we asked on Facebook, this was on my Facebook, but I think we should start doing it from the Best Team Men Facebook.
Yeah, I think so.
What's our social media?
At Best Team Men on Twitter and facebook.com/Best Team Men.
Thank you. A lot of people suggested that we needed to get behind Skeffington. Skeffington was
Skeffo.
the player, the Skeff dog.
Yep.
Skeff dog got a brace.
He too.
Put two behind the
Beautiful.
keeper, Williams and Pearce.
Pierce
So-
off and Williams on.
That's very good. A solid second half with goals to new signing Gus Williams. So Gus was
is
there.
new.
He was new, and he's like, you know what? I need to make a point. I
Yeah.
need to show my worth, and he's got a goal. Great work.
He's come to a new club, played a couple of games, had
Yep.
4 months off, and come back with a goal.
Daniel Pearce was the other goal scorer, so obviously he's done stuff from his time at Port Adelaide and
Freo.
Fremantle. And a third assist for Cody Watto, seeing us finish off the good work of the first and taking away 3 valuable points. Good luck trying to pick the votes tonight with every player putting in a great game. Oh, and a huge congratulations to Luke Smith as well on his 250th game. Amazing
Smithy.
stuff.
Good
Amazing stuff. So what I'm going to play through my phone
Club
is
stalwart.
We Are Pirates, sing it loud. Oh, hold on.
Right.
Pirates! Pirates!
Hey, I like that song.
Yeah, I like it as
I
well.
rate it.
So very nice stuff. So the Pirates this weekend
Up and about.
playing against. Oh, they got a home day, okay, which is
Okay.
exciting for you and me going down there. So at Taparoo Reserve on Saturday, the Pirates in the State League 2 under-18s. I'm not sure who they're playing against, so it must be an internal trial.
The under-18s.
So, the reserves at 12:45, they're playing the Northern Demons, and then followed up by State League 2. They are playing against the Northern Demons.
Do we have a ladder position for the fellas?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I can access that though. So 12:45 is the Rezzies. 3:00 is kickoff for the seniors, which is very exciting. The Northern Demons. I'm very excited about this. This is round 17. Round 17.
Yeah, I saw this, but have a look at the last half of the fixture. It goes, so they've just kicked off from where they were meant to be on this date that they restarted,
Right.
and then they've made up rounds 4 to 16 or whatever it is
Okay.
at the back end of the season. So,
Okay, so they're playing there.
yeah, that confused me as well.
You and I are bang up. I've been speaking to a couple of the representatives at the Port Pirates, which is great. So Dan is the guy I've been speaking
He's
to.
the man.
This weekend, we are going.
You are
Well,
going.
I thought we were until at the start of the podcast. You said, you know what's happened?
Oh, well, I've got commitments at Yank Footy Club, even though I'm not playing.
You did your hammy.
Yeah, I know, but I've still got stuff to do down
What
there.
are you gonna do?
LT's asked me to come and help him a bit with some coaching and stuff like that. So
Oh.
I've got a bit of a commitment there. So, but we will get.
I'm going to go.
Yeah, you can go. I will get, and we'll go to a training soon as well. We've said this for a while.
Yeah.
And we'll get some vision of that, and all that sort of stuff. But I will get to a Port Pirates game by the end of the season, 1,000,000%, no question. They are our boys, and they're off to a flying start in the restart.
Well, I will make sure I go and check them out, whether it is the Rezzies or the league game. I live near there anyway, so I'll go check it out and I'll take some photos for our socials.
Yes.
The good news about this, Matty Burge, which once again, I cannot compliment this bloke anymore. Oh, man, I get emotional talking about this.
Right.
We're a podcast that thought we made $20, but now we're down 55 because of Arsenaldo Garcia and
His fraudulent behaviour.
very fraudulent. If you thought McMillions was fraudulent, look into the Arsenaldo case.
Yes.
But funnily enough, we stumbled across a man by the name of Con who looks after the Brighton Trophy Centre. And Con, such a kind gentleman, provided us with our very own trophy for best team men. We are adding names of foundation members to a plaque.
Yes.
That last week we added Con. We're going to put Con on there. You put Glenn Aikman on there as well.
Yes.
Let's quickly add a couple right now. I'm going to put Glenn Hawke on there because he's a fantastic foundation member. So Glenn Hawke, his name is going to be on that plaque.
Yes, and we've got Hector.
Hector the
Did
cleaner.
you add
Hector last week?
No,
or
I don't think
all right,
I don't think we added him, but he'll go on. So Hector the cleaner.
Hector the cleaner.
Yep. So Con, we will send you through these names, mate. So
awesome.
We'll get this done ASAP and a photo up on our socials for that. Now, last week we spoke about a new concept, the multi.
Oh, I'm not done.
Oh, you're not done. Okay, I interrupted you.
Mate,
sorry.
That wasn't the good part.
Oh, wow. Okay, off you go.
This is leading into it.
Is this the bit that you haven't told me about
yet?
Yes. Ah, right.
I got a message today from Con from Brighton Trophy Centre.
Right.
You go see him on Brighton Road. Because remember, sport's back now, so it's a very important time to start thinking about your awards
Opposite
nights.
Charlie's Diner there on Brighton Road.
Great. Hey, mate, if you guys are going out to the Pirates, because we're on board with the Port Pirates, I'm happy for you guys to offer them 20% off their end-of-season trophies from Best Team Men. If they want to come to us, let me know what you think.
Mate, what a man.
Absolutely incredible. So I got back to the Port Pirates today, who are really excited to see us both there on the weekend.
I'll have to do like the 2-pack hologram or something like that.
Yes, you will. So I spoke to Dan this morning and look, I'll be honest, Dan's response I thought would be a little bit more gracious, but this is what he said. We'll definitely make contact, as always on the hunt for a bargain. So Dan's, and I get it. It's COVID. People are looking for cheaper ways of doing things. But I mean, that's a real straight, tight ass comment. Dan, the quality. We've got the trophy here. The quality of what Con does at Brighton Trophy Centre is amazing. And 20% off.
I've been in his store and I've seen him working away there at certain things, and I've seen the demos and all that sort of stuff. And it is quality work. So.
The coffee shop I went to in Robe over the weekend, I took the family to Robe. It had about 19 medals, and they were medals for the best coffee in Robe.
Was that a bit of a Robbie Armat sort of
100%, because I think it's the only coffee shop in Robe. So I think the medal should have said only coffee in Robe.
How many bakeries do you see with like best pie 2017 and best donut and this and that? And it's like, well, hang on, who's giving you that title?
Mate.
And who judged it?
It's ridiculous.
Why wasn't I involved in the judging process?
Okay. You'd be good at the dim sims.
Mate, steamed dim sims. If anyone wants to send me some, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a good rating.
You need to get to our multi.
Yes.
And then we'll play the how many games have you played? I'll hold my story about the hockey trip until next week.
All right, so...
Talk us through this. Look, I'm not a gambling man, right? I don't gamble. I don't understand multis or anything. So you're going to need to really drive this.
Sure. So we're going to pick one game a week, okay? And we're not going to we're going to stay away from head to head because the current season is just too hard to pick.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to pick a game. We're going to then post that game on our socials.
Yep.
Okay. And then we're going to ask for the listeners to actually send in a leg of that multi, okay? So we're going to do 5 legs every single week.
Okay, break that part down. What does that mean, 5 legs of the multi?
So this week's game is going to be Port and GWS on the Sunday.
Good game.
Good game, okay? It's going to be a tight game. So what I need is for our members to send through who they think will either kick a goal at any stage of the game, a player who's going to have 10 to 15 or more possessions or 20 or more possessions. So, for example, Jamie Manson could post in the comments, Connor Rosie to kick 2 goals.
Great.
Bang. That's one leg.
Right.
And then, Glenn Hawke might write Robbie Gray to get 15 or more possessions. Bang. That's a second leg.
Right.
Okay. So until we have 5, and then the first 5, that's what our multi will be.
So it can be anything.
It can be anything. So you can choose from all sorts of things.
So just say if we said, okay, as you said, Connor Rosie, 2 goals.
Yep.
Robbie Gray, 15 possessions.
Yep.
GWS leading at halftime.
Can do that one. Yep. You can have someone to kick 3 or more
Jeremy
goals.
Cameron, 1 or more.
Or 2 or more or whatever. Yeah, anytime goal scorer. We can have the total points over or under. So if it's over, combined scores of 126.5.
So how does it work out what odds you get?
It just depends on what odds the individual legs are. Okay, and then they accumulate. and then you get
Are
your
you
final
pretty
one.
good with multis?
I think to be good, you'd have to win one.
So you haven't?
No. I put a lot on. I don't win them very often. No, it's a bit of a thing I've been doing with my mate Lids for the last 3-4 years. And neither of us really go that well. And he hit one the other day. He hit last Friday night, Collingwood Essendon.
Right.
And he had, it's funny though, because he had Travis Varco for anytime goal scorer. And Varco lined up at half back.
Yeah.
And he was spewing. And he's messaging me. He's like, nah, it's done already. It's done. This multi's not going to hit. Varco's at half back. He's going to get nowhere near the goals. And anyway, as the game went on, he had Myercheck as an anytime goal scorer too. So Myercheck didn't have a great night.
Yeah.
Wasn't really getting
Weird
near
looking
it.
setup as well.
Yeah,
Mate. He's got no
setup.
shoulders.
Yeah. And he wasn't getting near it. Anyway, he's messaged me halfway through the third quarter. I think he's like, nah, my stats have come in, but these guys, Varco's still at half back and Myercheck's getting smashed by whoever he was playing on. Myercheck and Varco then kicked a goal in the last quarter within 2 minutes of each other.
That's right.
And he won the multi, surely off the back of that.
I read they went out for dinner afterwards as well, and Brody offered to pay. He's like, no, it's my check. Shit.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to post a game every single week, and we're going to get you guys to input the legs.
Okay, so we need to post this.
We'll post this today.
Yeah, but what is today?
Today's Thursday. So
is this podcast going live?
It'll go up tonight.
Okay,
yes.
great. All right, awesome. And then we'll chuck it in on Friday and it'll be good to go.
And the game's on Sunday, and we'll ride it home together.
Awesome. Love that. Brilliant. And we'll keep you up to date. So what are we putting in each? We'll put in
I think we'll make it a $10 total multi bet.
$10 total multi. We'll put $5 in each,
Yep.
and then I reckon, to gamble responsibly.
Yes.
When we win,
Yes.
we'll use the winnings for the next
Correct.
multi.
Yes, that's right.
And we'll put it all to our end of season trip.
That's right, which we will do.
Well, I think we should. If we make any cash out of this, gamble responsibly.
We could put on, a bit of a bar tab at the end of the year.
And everyone can come and join us, and we can all share that one beer. But no dancing.
No dancing.
All right, let's play How Many Games Have You Played? Can you please press the Oscar sting? This is great. We introduced this last week, so we both have a fascination. And we're pretty good when it comes to players and how many certain games they've played, past or present. So we have 5 players, past or present, and we both go back and forth. If you get it right, or within 20 games.
Within 20 games,
Yep, you get a point. Matty brought it home beautifully last round, and you're leading 1-0 at the moment. So let's get into it.
We really need a jingle for that, don't we?
Yeah. Mate, well, you got the new Ozcast one. We'll take it 1 week at a time.
All right, I'll throw the first one at you.
Great.
Jack Darling.
Jack Darling. Watched a replay of him stuffing up that goal in the grand final a couple of weeks. You were at that grand final, wasn't it? Where he could have put that
Sealed
away,
it, yeah.
done, and he stuffed
He
it.
dropped an absolute pud.
Horrific. And imagine if Collingwood won that grand final. He's dropped the World Cup. Anyway, okay, so Jack Darling, I reckon, has played less than 200, more than 150. I'm going to go 175.
201.
Oh!
That's a cross.
That's a cross.
That's a
Okay.
cross.
Over to you, Andrew Cracker.
Andrew Cracker, Richmond, Collingwood. I don't know.
There's a pad and paper here. Hold on.
I don't know to keep the score. Yeah. I don't know if he hit 100. I'm not sure.
Okay.
87.
The correct answer is 137.
Fair
Not
enough.
bad, but not good.
Nil all. Tony Modra.
Modra. Didn't play in the premierships for the Crows, went over and played for Freo, wore the number 6. Apparently that number 6 is cursed as well at the Crows. Bryce Gibbs wears it now.
He does. Who wore it before him?
I
I reckon Fergus Watts wore it.
What's that?
I don't know. It's the ground shirt.
I think Ben Nelson also wore it. Ben
Right.
Nelson played for the Crows.
Fergus-
I can't remember.
maybe he
Fergus
wore
Watts
15.
anyway. It doesn't matter. I reckon Modra played 192.
Ooh, 165.
Damn it.
Another cross. No good, this one.
Phil Davis.
Straight backer. Well, he's been at the GWS since its inception.
He has. That's
and
a
he
great
played
point.
7 or 8 games at the Crows. So if we're going at 8 years, he's missed a few with injury. 155.
Very close. 166. You get a point. Well done. I do that as well. I try and work out
The seasons?
Okay, so
Yeah.
how many times they play finals. Okay, go for it.
Gary Ablett Senior.
Oh, Gary Ablett Senior. I reckon he played 281.
248.
Oh, I'm so shit today. Oh, man. All right. Scott Selwood.
Scott Selwood, West Coast Geelong. No, not West Coast. Yeah,
Yep,
West
yeah,
Coast
West Coast Geelong.
Didn't play a lot, I don't think. I don't know if he even cracked 100. 110?
169.
Wow.
Yeah, he played a lot for West Coast. He only played about 30 games for the Cats.
And I think he played in that period where West Coast weren't that crash hot, so you didn't really watch a lot of them.
Yes. So he was the youngest Selwood brother. He's the youngest one.
Because there's Troy and Adam that played for Brisbane and West Coast.
Correct.
Joel at Geelong.
And I think Scott is doing assistant coaching or something now
at the Pies.
At Collingwood.
Yeah,
there
he's
you
at the
go.
Pies, yeah.
Okay.
This will be a bit of a curveball, this one.
Okay.
Jared Oakley-Nichols.
Oh, the jokester. At Richmond, he was at Richmond.
Richmond, high draft pick.
Very high draft pick. And I reckon he didn't play more than 20 games. Am I right?
13.
Yeah.
1-1.
I know, far out. He was going to be the next big thing.
I think they took him before Roughhead and Franklin.
No, that was Tambling, I think.
Oh, was it Tambling?
That was Ricardo.
They took him before someone.
Yeah. Okay, 1-1. Joe Danaher.
Oh, Joey. 65.
No, he's played more than that. He played 104.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
he's probably missed 104 as well.
He has. I need to get this to
win.
Take the lead.
Kane Lambert.
Kane Lambert is at Richmond. And I reckon Kano, did he play in both their flags? I reckon he's played 110 games.
100.
Oh!
There we go.
No, you've got to do this.
I've got one to
again.
save
You've got
it.
one left.
Oh.
Here we go. This is for the tie. Jared
Don't say Oakley-Nichols.
Witts.
Jared Witts. Okay. Yeah, that is a good one.
Collingwood.
And
The captain of the Suns.
couldn't get a game at the Pies, and obviously ahead of Grundy, and then you've got him captaining the Gold Coast Suns. Oh, I reckon he's sitting around 140.
You are so close. 107. Game over. We don't have applause, but play another sting. Woo!
Mate, this has been great. Thank you, guys, and thank you to the Brighton Trophy Centre and Con and the Ozcast Network. Port Pirates, good luck this weekend. Make sure you keep
We'll see you
Jared
there, Matty.
accountable.
You'll be there.
I'll see you there. Yeah, I'll see you there anyway.
You won't. All right. So you'll be at the next home game. I'll be there on the weekend cheering them on. And good luck, mate, with your Yankalilla lizards or whatever your team is.
Tigers from
Okay,
Tigerland.
Go Tigers. See
Okay,
ya.
see you, mate. Bye.
Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.